What do you think, Kiwi? Is anyone gonna show up today? I don't think anyone's gonna show up today because we are late. Let's see if it's actually working. Wonderful. It does work. Okay. So where was I? Gatsby develop. Now let's see if... What does package.json say? What did I change? Oh, okay. Wonderful. And yarn log Gatsby, did it update? Gatsby at version 19192. Okay, let's see. Gatsby develop. Does it work? Hi. Oh, you're eating nastiness. Perfect. Oh no, that's the wrong one. So we go to localhost 8000. Let's see. Okay, it seems to work. Perfect. Oh, what does my watch want? Oh, my watch wants steps. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. Now, do I feel like making... No. Swizz, let's move this further up. Hey, Abdelaziz. Abdelaziz. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Okay, let's see. Will the image show up? Perfect. Image shows up. We say hello, welcome to Swizzits. Data visualization with React and D3v4. Yeah. Let's go to layouts and let's change React 16 to just say React because that's going to be easier. Wonderful. Let's see. So right now what I'm doing is updating the front page, and then I'm gonna work on some other stuff that needs to be updated. And okay, let me just put the kettle on. I forgot to make tea. Hi, I'm Obi. How are you today? So, Abdelaziz, what I'm working on today is this workshop that I'm giving this coming weekend, and it's going to be a Dataviz workshop, and I already have all the theoretical materials put together from previous workshops, and what I'm doing today is I'm gonna try to make a more customized example code for the specific company I'm giving the workshop at. So that's kind of going to be the thing. I am very much behind schedule, I would say, but I think I can get it done, even though I am behind schedule. Because why wouldn't I be able to get it done? We can get anything done, right? But no, I think it's gonna be great. So on the first day, people are going to learn React and Redux, or roughly learn. It's going to be more of a quick refresher, and then on the second day, we're going to do more D3 and coding things together. So we'll see. So today you will build your first web app with React and Friends. Tomorrow you will build with React and Friends. So Gatsby, I really like Gatsby because it works really well and it's pretty easy to set up for these sorts of things. And Medium is okay, but I don't like Medium just from a business perspective, because unless you're just, like you said, if you're using Medium just as a data source for Gatsby, then I think it's probably great. But otherwise, generally the problem with Medium is that you're building their platform instead of your own platform, and then you get into all sorts of problems where if they decide to start squeezing you for readers or whatever, it's going to be very hard to, you need to have your own distribution channels built, otherwise you will never be able to do very much with your content. So depends on what your motivations are, I guess. Today we're going to learn about React and Redux. Today we're going to learn the basics of React and Redux and build your first web app. Today we're going to build your first web app with React and Friends. We're going to use React Router for routing, styled components for styling, and Redux for some state management. Great, my tea is boiling. I'll be right back. Slippery. Okay. Oh, and iMobi, one more thing is I actually still use WordPress for my blog, and it's working perfectly fine. I have so much caching built into my WordPress setup that it works almost as a static site generator. So what people actually end up seeing is just static HTML pages. Which theme am I using for VS Code? I don't actually know, but let's see. So these are all of my settings for VS Code. So it's probably my skin is in there somewhere. So let's see. So on the first day we're going to use React to build components, React router for routing, styled components for styling, and Redux for state management. Tomorrow we're going to learn the basics of D3, V4, and put our D3, V4, look at several strategies for integration with React, then build a gorgeous visualization or two. Okay. So our first day, the first day starts at the very beginning. Yes, the very beginning, although, should it start at the very beginning? Let's see. Typeform results. People have... Okay. So everyone's kinda medium with React itself and kinda medium with D3. It's always a difficult problem how to aim these workshops, because it's terrible if you kind of... It's not nice when you miss the audience or like mistarget them, so let's see. There's a typo. To build components, React router for routing. No. Your first day starts at the very beginning. What are components of the future? Blah blah blah. But fear not, we're going to... But fear not. Fear not, however, but fear not. By the end of today, you'll have built a full app, a full web app, and understand how it works. All the... Fear not, by the end of the day you'll have built a full web app and understand how it works. Your second day starts with the idea but fear not, we won't get stuck on the basics. By the end of your first day, you'll have built a full web app and understand how it works. Something like this. Let's see. Point down. Okay, and I think we're going to use my Morty's Mind Blowers example because those are really cool. Lol. No, I forgot what I what I hosted it on. Okay. Let's see. It's mortismindblowers.fun. Okay, and I'm just basically hoping that the people I'm working with enjoy Rick and Morty, because I mean this shit is hilarious. Let's see, do I have a GIF for it? Let's see. Source images. Hello Milosh. How's your day today? Oh, I do have Morty's Mind Blowers. Wunderbar. So let's import them. Import Morty Mind Blowers from /images. Morty's Mind Blowers.mp4. Okay, now let's see React video. I'm sure that exists. Wunderbar. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, it's actually inserting them. Oh, React video is 3 years old. Okay. I'll just use a normal video tag. Yeah, I'm doing pretty great. Kinda time crunchy, but other than that, I'm doing fine. Let's see. So we do this, and we say video source Morty Mind Blowers and video. Let's see if that works. Ooh. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. Something like this. And we say, what do we say? Oh, we need CSS, don't we? Import video from /elements, and we go to elements and we say const video equals style.video, where width is 100% and max height is 500 pixels, max width. And let's say no border. I don't think there's actually a border. Okay. Oh, right, and then I have to actually use it. Down here. Video. And we say autoplay equals true. What are you complaining about now? Element type is invalid? What? Oh, did I forget to export it? I did forget to export it. Video. Wow. Well, actually, hey Louis, it's going pretty well, but Milosh, here's actually, there's a, I can't remember what the rule is called, but there's a rule of thumb about things like this, where if you don't know anything about the situation, then you can always guess that something will have stayed alive or exist for about as long as it's already existed. So let's say you're waiting at a bus stop and you don't know anything about when the bus is gonna come, what the what the schedule looks like, or anything like that. You just know that the bus will eventually come. And let's say you've been waiting for 5 minutes and the bus hasn't showed up. You can reasonably assume that you're at no special moment, and I think it's actually called the no special moment principle. So if you've been waiting for 5 minutes, you can say this is not a special moment. So if there has been no bus in 5 minutes, I can reasonably expect that the bus will be here within the next 5 minutes, or I'm going to be waiting at least another 5 minutes. So let's say we don't know anything about YouTube, we don't know anything about macroeconomics or anything that might potentially kill YouTube, because I don't know any of those things. So you can reasonably say that let's see, how long has YouTube existed? YouTube has existed since 2005. No. Yes. So it was founded in 2005, 12 years ago. So we can say, okay, today is probably not a special moment in YouTube's history, so we can reasonably expect that YouTube is going to exist for at least another 12 years, barring anything crazy happening. But we know that we're not in a special moment, so we can say that it's going to last another 12 years. So that's it. I think YouTube is going to last another 12 years. No special moment principle. Yeah, I can't remember what the actual principle is called. Okay. Wonderful. But why does it not autoplay? Or does it autoplay and I just missed it? It does. Okay. And then we also have to loop. How do I loop a video again? HTML5 video loop. There is a loop property. Wunderbar. So we say autoplay and we say loop. Okay. An infinite series of fun images, of fun GIFs like this. Okay. And we're going to use that because I like it, and because this is a data visualization workshop, it needs to be more fun and interesting than doing the same kind of stuff I did for StubHub. Okay. Here we're going to insert it later after I have it. Okay. Dataviz image comes here. Okay. Generally speaking, I have. Should I put my image here? Yes, let's do it. So we have Instagram embed, and I need my Instagram. I'm gonna use this image because why not? See, how does Instagram embed work? Oh, I just put the URL. Wonderful. That is so easy. Okay. shows up. I should make it smaller. This is a pretty big image. Instagram embed. React Instagram. What's it called? Embed. Well, I'm not sure if building a PC counts as really hard, because back in the late 90s, early 2000s, that was just how you get a computer. Because I remember when I was in like middle school and high school, buying built computers was too expensive, so if you wanted to get a good computer, you would just buy a bunch of parts and then put it together yourself. And by then they were standardized enough so that you didn't need to really know what you were doing. You would just, if it plugs in, then it's good enough. And that was basically the principle I used to build several PCs, in fact. And as it comes to building operating systems, I made like a general... Remember in DOS, like Kiwi is up here on the... See? He's preening on my screen. But there used to be these text-based GUI. So in the 90s, this was all the rage. And I built one of these, something like this, as a general UI, or a general operating system was what I called it, for my computer back when I was 12. And it was actually pretty good. It was terribly designed, like internally, if I looked at that code now, it would make me cry, but at the time I think it was pretty cool. So, you know, yeah, I used to have very ambitious ideas in my life, and I mean, obviously making something like that at 12 didn't go very far or do anything super special, but it was a fun project that I worked on for, I think, several years actually. Let's see. Wonderful. And let's do height caption. Up. Yes. Or should I make it a little bit wider? Let's make it a little bit wider. 480. There. Okay, so Dataviz image comes here. I'm Suizat, I'll be helping you out today. You can find out stuff about me if you ask Google. Let's see if I can use a better bio. Wonderbar. Okay. Okay. Hi, I'm Susan Steller, a geek with a hat. I help coders become software engineers. Today I'm going to teach you during this workshop, I'm going to teach you all I know about data visualization. No, don't poop there. Poop over here. About building data visualization with React and D3 v4. Wonderful. You can find out stuff about me if you ask Google, but generally speaking, I have been coding for 20 years, published blah blah blah. Here are some cool things I've built with React. So we have animated typing, canvas billiards game, particle generator, Pythagorean fractal tree, Space Invaders, tax salary visualization, and this page. Yay. Where is it? Nothing happened to Kiwi. He was just about to poop from my monitor to my desk, so I moved him to this. See, he has a little stand here with. So there's a perch on my window, and under the perch there's a. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it now? Right. So there. Here's his perch. And then under the perch I have a poop catcher, so that when he poops over here, when he's hanging out with me, he doesn't make a huge mess. It's one of the best what's it called, innovations I've ever made, I think. Okay, so am I overlit? No, it's so weird because on the camera it looks like I have everything open far too much. Like, okay, so let's get down to business. This is an interactive workshop. If you have a question, ask. If something doesn't make sense, ask. If something is confusing, ask. If I'm not making sense, ask. If your code doesn't work, ask. You will write code today, the code will live on your computer. We will take breaks. But first ask yourself this: why are you here? Answering that question will help you get the most out of this workshop. You can call it out to. You can call your answer out to the group, or just think about it. We'll assume a development environment created with Create React App. This gives us some special powers. I will point them out. Okay, here's the set list. Perfect. See, the nice thing about workshops is that once you have stuff developed, it just keeps working. So I spent a lot of time working on all of this, and now it's done. It's there. It works. I can just keep reusing it in all my workshops, and I love that kind of stuff. Git status, git commit -a-m, update intro page. Okay, git push origin master, and now I can close one of my to-dos. And yeah, I'm gonna go write it in Telegram. Whoa, what happened? Okay, now he got spooked for real. I think something scared him outside. Done. Intro page for reactd3workshop.com. Wonderful. Oh my god, why does this guy design so well? Okay. So let's see, let's make sure this is all still correct. Then we have your first component, which also has to be correct. And then your first app also still has to be correct. And intro to Redux. Oh, I actually already wrote all of that as well already. Wonderful. Okay, I'm just gonna have to make sure that I think some of this is going to need updates with the new example, because I really want us to build this instead of the other thing. Right. Let's see, lay of the React lang. Okay. Oh, now I need IA writer. Perfect. And here we have manuscript night owls posts. So this one, no, that has moved. So I go into preferences. So I use IA writer as my markdown editor, and I like to write my content heavy pages in markdown just because it's easier. I am on OS X, Milos. Library pages can be removed. Plus we go to workshops. Oh, I need to add workshops here. How do I do that? Finder. And if I go into documents, well, pa-pum. Oh, cool. Wait, what's WebEx? Why do I have that? Okay. So we go here and workshops, React D3, source, pages. What happens if I do React D3? So now I can go into React D3 workshop, and it's probably gonna get very confused. Yeah, I think that was a bad idea. Okay. No. Okay, I crashed. IA writer is down. Dead. Okay, it's very dead. There we go. So IA writer. Preferences. Remove this. Okay. So this is a problem. Adding random things to IA writer does not work. Okay, I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom. Sweet. Okay, I'm back. Okay, IA writer, what the hell? You still haven't finished this? This is a problem. Why do I always run into these sort of weird problems when I'm trying to get something done quickly? This is not the time for this shit. What, now I can't even open preferences? What the hell? This is a huge problem. I really need IA Writer to work. It's like one of the apps I use most. Wonderful. Okay, let's just try adding a new thing. And the problem with adding library locations like this is that if I have multiple... Oh my goodness. So now I can't add this library location. Yes, excessively large folders may in fact hurt performance. So now I have to figure out how to remove this one, but I can't because it dies, and I can't add the other. Yes, Telegram is free and it's amazing, although I actually only use it for one community that I am a part of. But let's see, let's go back to this and kill IA Writer again, and I guess I'm just gonna have to manually open files. And I don't want to write Markdown in VS Code because that's just silly. Okay. Source, pages. Wonderful. One lay of the land. Let's see. Oh, come on. IA Writer hangs when removing library location. Let's see. Troubleshooting. Recover old versions. No. Common fixes. Make a new document. No. Known issues. Why can't I search documents? What about this? Okay. I know. Oh, motherfucker! It just opened. Yeah. I definitely messed it up with that thing. Okay, let's see what... Can I reinstall IA Writer? Let's try that. Let's see, App Cleaner. Do I already have App Cleaner? App Cleaner, I do have App Cleaner. Sure, you can contact FreeMacSoft, and we find IA Writer, and we do a remove. Yes. Oh. Okay, actually, let's try that. So vim/var db receipt. No, that's receipts. Pro writer Mac plist. Let's see. Okay, that is not what I'm looking for. I'm trying to figure out if the library is maybe I can just directly edit it and take stuff out. So let's see. What is this? Let's see. Vim/library application support com apple no application scripts pro writer Mac. No. Alright. Oh, saved state. That looks promising. The library application. What was it? Saved state. Library saved application state. Saved application state. Pro writer Mac saved state. Data.data. Okay, I guess I'm just deleting everything. Remove. Okay, and we open the App Store. Oh, that look. What? Portal bridge constructor? That sounds amazing. Wait, euros? No, you need to switch this. So way back a long time ago I had 2 different App Store accounts and it's just terrible. Oh my god, this looks amazing. Okay, later. I can play with that once I finish all my stuff. Nah, you thought I would talk out my password when I was typing it, didn't you? I'm not that dumb. I may be dumb, but I'm not that dumb. IA Writer install. Wow, I bought this. This must be one of my first. Nope, I bought something in 2011 for reasons. Okay. What's bear? Free MP4 converter. Ugh. Okay. So IA Writer, please do not. Okay. What version are you? Version 4. That's good. So now I need to. It seems to have forgotten everything, which is good. Yes, you can do that. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now I have to remember where all of my library things were. So we have it on Dropbox. Then there's Writer. Yeah. writer, we have to add that library location. And what else? Not sure. Okay. So I go into workshops, pages, and I add that. Cool. Now if I go to pages, wonderful, they're there. Okay. No. Oh, Command T. No. Okay, now I have to remember how. I think I had one more setting. Editor, font monospace, focus mode is on full text. Yeah. No. Yeah. Large text, templates no, library. Okay, files, new in library, new, default extension is MD. Perfect. Okay, no, I did not want that. I want the library to hide when I am in focus mode. Wonderful. Okay, perfect. Now let's see. So when I edit this here, it should in theory update this thing here. Yes. Oh, and layout the React land. Let's see, we have template, workshop page. You can read this segment. You can read this segment in solving the exercises might take longer. This segment covers, and then a pointing down emoji. React's biggest innovation, blah blah blah. What's up, Kiwi? Also, I'm curious if anyone is still there. Oh, wonderful. Nice. Okay, where was I? Also, I'm getting kind of hungry. Oh, it's already 4 p.m. Jesus. Time sure flies when you're having computer trouble. Okay, so goal in the next, let's say, 30 minutes or so, I need to get through all of this theory stuff so that I can then get to work on the new customized example. And I also have to take Morty's mind blowers and refactor them to use Redux, and just generally find an excuse to use Redux, and I think also an excuse to use React Router, because that's not in there yet, I think. And then I have to prepare. Oh, I should write to-do lists for that. I mean, stick post-it notes. I need to prepare starting repos for everyone so that it's easier to get started during the workshop. Do we really need that, or do we just want to build everything from scratch? No, it's a simple app. We don't need starter repos. Okay. Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to Index page before you leave. Thank you for coming. Oh, I'm gonna have to create an exit form. Create exit type form. And put it in the page. Okay. Because generally speaking, I found it's a good idea to ask people for feedback after you give them a workshop. You have reached a relaxing part of this page. Thank you for coming. Please fill out this feedback form. It helps me calibrate future workshops and optimize what we do tomorrow. Enjoy this relaxing video of Kiwi. Cheers, Swizzards. Oh, and I am going to add a signature there. Where do I... Or here. Signature. Okay, and we import signature from elements. Const style.video or style.image. I just call it a sig, and it is. Then we have const signature, which returns a sig with a source, like that. Alright, so styled image, where the width is 260 pixels. Wonderful. And let's get the image itself. Let's see, get drip. And the reason I'm using a hand scribbled signature is because I found that, I don't actually know why, but it seems to improve things generally in like my emails and things like that. Like, let's see. I'm gonna see something embarrassing and I'll be embarrassed. Oh, that was not... Wow, last week was not a good open rate. I wonder why. Maybe I wrote a terrible headline. Although, interestingly, it had a lot of conversions. And a pretty low unsubscribe rate. Very interesting. Okay. So, in here, I have an image that I use. Wait, no. Let's see. Let's delete this thing. The reason I'm taking it from here is because I don't remember where I have it on my actual computer. Let's see. There we go. Save image as. And we go to workshops, React D3 workshop, node modules, public, source, source, images, signature. Wonderful. Source, signature, and we say import signature from /images signature.gif. Okay. So now if I go back here, it should be at the very bottom. No? Ah. Okay, now it's gonna be at the very bottom. Still no? React is not defined. Ah. React from React. It's so annoying that you always have to import that. Cool. Enjoy this relaxing video of Kiwi. Let's add a little emoji over there. What kind of emoji should I use? This? Okay. Instagram embed. Cool. And now I am going to go find some food because I am more starving than I thought I would be. Git commit, tweak index page. Okay, and I will be right back. Yeah, Kiwi, I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, are you excited to have some RX bar? Here you go. He goes crazy for these things. Watch. Kiwi. Go here. Let's see. Okay, you ready? You ready to show off? Kiwi, no, you have to show off up here. Spin. Yeah, it's hard to spin on that thing, right? Spin again. Come on. You can do it. Again. Oh shit. What happened? Oh, now it's back. Okay. Let's see if this works now. No, I don't want you to communicate with the camera. I want the other thing to communicate with the camera. I have a cat who really loves to eat as well. Perfect. Yeah, I'm back. Although my cat is back in Europe, so I can show her to you. But she got very fat because she really likes to eat. Okay. Now let's see. Sure. What would you like to know, Toko? Tariko Gut. Tariko Gut? Okay. What about React Native? Although it's been a while since I've done React Native, so it's probably changed. Tim? Tim works. But your nickname doesn't say Tim, so I didn't know that until a couple seconds ago. Can you guys hear this? Let's see. Okay, let's make it louder. Because this is really funny. Right. Okay. Back to work. Cool. So I'm going through my theory for React. Okay. Backbone. Remember Backbone? It helped, but it was cumbersome and awkward. Been using it professionally since before version 1. Okay. This was more relevant to the StubHub people, but it can stay for now. Can it? Oh shit! I cut out too much. Okay. And then there was React. In my opinion, the best thing that's happened to the web in the past 10 years. And this is still true, even though somebody then created Vue and it is shit. Or at least I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Okay. That you can play with before rendering the page. As a result, React triggers repaints and reflows only when it needs to. Your changes are batched and committed to the page when necessary. Okay, you can eat this. Kiwi wants to eat orange peels. Oh, I don't know if that's gonna stay there. Okay, that works. You can just hold it. As a result, React blah blah blah. And because React uses an advanced tree-diffing algorithm, it can avoid re-rendering elements that didn't change. Which is true in theory, although often not true in practice. But that is not the point of this section. Okay, components are the future. I don't know what React is going to look like in 10 years because I don't. Or if it's still going to be React. Man, I need to trim my mustache because it's going up in my nose and it's very annoying. Here, you can have more orange. Step up. Good boy. Good. Kiwi loves oranges. It's more about separation of use case than technology. A semantic difference. Let's see if that updated directly. Perfect, it did. I love that. Cool. Where React Kiwi, come on. Why would you throw a perfectly nice orange? I have to clean the fork. Okay. 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 Oh yes. Ah, wonderful. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. We have to use a compiler. JavaScript used to be something you write in a simple text editor, open your browser and see what happens. Nowadays it's becoming more and more a compiled language. Your code often runs through multiple compilers before it reaches the user, everything from transforming ES5 into ES6 and beyond to minifying your code. Oh, actually it's ES6 into ES5. ES6 plus into ES5 to minifying your code and splitting it into bundles. Two of the most important build tools are Webpack and Babel. Webpack gives us a rich ecosystem of file loaders. Babel gives us a magnificent compiler for JavaScripts. Why does this not work anymore? Well, it probably save as. No. Seriously? Add it as HTML. Copy pasta. Command new. Save into images. What do you think, Kiwi? Is anyone gonna show up today? I don't think anyone's gonna show up today because we are late. Let's see if it's actually working. Wonderful. It does work. Okay. So where was I? Gatsby develop. Now let's see if... What does package.json say? What did I change? Oh, okay. Wonderful. And yarn log Gatsby, did it update? Gatsby at version 19192. Okay, let's see. Gatsby develop. Does it work? Hi. Oh, you're eating nastiness. Perfect. Oh no, that's the wrong one. So we go to localhost 8000. Let's see. Okay, it seems to work. Perfect. Oh, what does my watch want? Oh, my watch wants steps. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. Now, do I feel like making... No. Swizz, let's move this further up. Hey, Abdelaziz, Abdelaziz. Abdelaziz. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Okay, let's see. Will the image show up? Perfect. Image shows up. We say hello, welcome to Swizzets. Data visualization with React and D3v4. Yeah, let's go to layouts and let's change React 16 to just say React, because that's going to be easier. Wonderful. Let's see. So right now what I'm doing is updating the front page, and then I'm gonna work on some other stuff that needs to be updated. And okay, let me just put the kettle on. I forgot to make tea. Hi, I'm Obi. How are you today? So, Abdelaziz, what I'm working on today is this workshop that I'm giving this coming weekend, and it's going to be a Dataviz workshop, and I already have all the theoretical materials put together from previous workshops, and what I'm doing today is I'm gonna try to make a more customized example code for the specific company I'm giving the workshop at. So that's kind of going to be the thing. I am very much behind schedule, I would say, but I think I can get it done, even though I am behind schedule. Because why wouldn't I be able to get it done? We can get anything done, right? But no, I think it's gonna be great. So on the first day, people are going to learn React and Redux, or roughly learn. It's going to be more of a quick refresher, and then on the second day we're going to do more D3 and coding things together. So we'll see. So today you will build your first web app with React and Friends. Tomorrow you will build with React and Friends. So Gatsby, I really like Gatsby because it works really well and it's pretty easy to set up for these sorts of things. And Medium is okay, but I don't like Medium just from a business perspective, because unless you're just, like you said, if you're using Medium just as a data source for Gatsby, then I think it's probably great. But otherwise, generally the problem with Medium is that you're building their platform instead of your own platform, and then you get into all sorts of problems where if they decide to start squeezing you for readers or whatever, it's going to be very hard to, you need to have your own distribution channels built, otherwise you will never be able to do very much with your content. So depends on what your motivations are, I guess. Today we're going to learn about React and Redux. Today we're going to learn the basics of React and Redux and build your first web app. News. CSS turns into style tags. You can set up code splitting to avoid loading code your users don't need. jQuery, it really depends. If you probably aren't ever going to use jQuery again unless you do. So like unless you work on some relatively old code that still uses jQuery, I wouldn't worry about learning it. Maybe some like some basics might be useful still, just as a general knowing how everything in general works and things like that, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Okay, so this is a simple Webpack config. Then we have Babel. Which is a transpiler. It takes your modern JavaScript and returns old school JavaScript that works on all browsers. Like Webpack, it also comes in the shape of piles upon piles of plugins. And like Webpack, I find that it requires a lot less configuration and thinking about. I like to rely on a couple of preset plugins and leave it at that. In theory, you can start removing Babel plugins as browsers improve, and you can ship more and more modern code. The fewer transforms you use, the smaller your code can become. But the newer the browser it requires, you are not likely to go without Babel anytime soon. Play with it in your browser. Wonderful. Okay. A quick way to get started is create React app. Setting up is easy, it's fiddly and doesn't come with some bells and whistles that make workshopping easier. Plus it's something you're not likely to play with very often. That's why we're using a toolkit called Create React App. It's the officially recommended way to bootstrap a new React application. Workshop code from this point onward assumes you're running inside a Create React App project. In your terminal, run what should we call it? React D3 Day 1 project. D3 Day 1 project. React D3 Day 1 project. Okay. This creates a new directory with your app, uses npm or yarn to install dependencies, and comes with a great default config. Our code goes in source, which right now contains a basic app, some CSS, and an SVG image and a test file. The environment is fully set up for you to write modern JavaScript code without worrying that this or that feature is unsupported. Run the development server, npm or yarn start. The two most important tools Create React App set up for us are Webpack and Babel. Webpack is our bundler and Babel is our JavaScript transpiler. Let me explain. There's no need to explain, because I already explained. Let's see. Then is anyone talking to me on Twitter? People are kind of ignoring me, which is probably a good thing, because I shouldn't be spending time on Twitter right now. But I am still vain, and I still like it when people say things to me, or in my general direction. Okay. React ecosystem. My favorite part about React is its vast ecosystem. I'm hoping for a future where there's an open source component for that becomes the answer to almost everything, just like we used to have with jQuery. Right now you can already find a lot of pre-configured, pre-styled widget components for almost anything you can think of. NPM currently lists 38,000, although I think this has since changed. 47,000. When I when I wrote this paragraph in December, NPM had 38 now containing the word React. In what is it now? In February, it was already 47,000. It was over 47,000. Wow, 10,000 new packages, new React packages. That is crazy. Let's make a tweet about that, because we can. There's been 10,000 new React packages since November, December, in the last 3 months. Let's find that one. What did they call it? React NPM. And yes, I imagine this does not make for very fun stream watching, but you know, shit posting is important. That's so weird. Okay. Let's see. React ecosystem. Some common dependencies. React on its own gives you just the view layer, the part that creates visual components and renders them to the browser. You can use it with any framework, even Angular or Backbone, or you can build your own out of even Angular, Backbone, or Vue. Yeah. Or you can build your own out of tools available in the ecosystem, which is what most people do. Usually you would use a state management library, a routing solution, a styling approach, and some way to talk to APIs, often GraphQL or fetch calls. Those 4 choices in some way dictate the rest of the libraries you're going to use. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. We'll talk more about styling when we build our first component. Routing and state management come with an app. We're going to use fetch calls to talk to APIs, debugging and testing. One of the benefits of building web apps the React way is that they are easier to work with. That means testing and debugging. One of the benefits of building web apps the React way, is that they are easier to work with. You should install the React DevTools Chrome extension. It allows you to inspect React components on the page, see their current state and props, observe redraws, etc. Because React components rely on their props and render in a virtual DOM, it's easy to write good tests. Facebook has created a test runner called Jest, designed specifically for testing React components. Airbnb's Enzyme also comes highly recommended. blah blah blah. A lot of the time you don't even need to render into a DOM node. You can test drive a component on its own. We won't write tests in this workshop because I think we should focus on React itself. It's also a good idea to set up your text editor to support JSX syntax. Some are better at this than others, but I think most have at least some support by now. Oh, and Create React app comes with a bunch of creature comforts. You get automatic reloads when code changes, a linter watching your back, and beautiful error overlays when something goes wrong. Wunderbar. Let's see, did I make any changes? I did make changes. Git add dot, and we say double check intro to double check lay of the land. Okay. Oh, let's double check that images work. I remember having a lot of problems with images, so I want to make sure that this time around they work properly. So I'm gonna compile and deploy to now, which makes it very easy to deploy, and then we'll see. I just want to verify that before I get too confident that things are working. Okay, cd public now. So it's deploying. What I like about now is that you just literally you just type now and press enter, and it deploys your page to the web and handles everything. It's really cool. Oh, wonderful. 3 people still watching. I know, I'm not being very interesting, am I? Okay. Let's see. Okay, those images work. That image works. Loading slowly. Why does that not work? Ah, it does work. Cool. And if I click this, it works. If I click back and I click on, let's say this, it still works. Yes. Does it? It didn't scroll down. That's dumb. That's new. Okay, well, oh hey, here it's black. So images work, that's great. But I'm not sure why some other things are broken, but oh well. Hold on. Okay. Hi, Birdie. Cool. So that works. Now let's see here. It would be nice if I had a button at the bottom to go next, but No, let's not build that right now. That is what I call a distraction. Okay, so that works. Now let's see our first component. Gatsby develop. Running. What do you think, Kiwi? Is anyone gonna show up today? I don't think anyone's gonna show up today because we are late. Let's see if it's actually working. Wonderful. It does work. Okay. So where was I? Gatsby develop. Now let's see if... What does package.json say? What did I change? Oh, okay. Wonderful. And yarn log. Gatsby, did it update? Gatsby at version 19192. Okay, let's see. Gatsby develop. Does it work? Hi. Oh, you're eating nastiness. Perfect. Oh no, that's the wrong one. So we go to localhost 8000. Let's see. Okay, it seems to work. Perfect. Oh, what does my watch want? Oh, my watch wants steps. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. Now, do I feel like making... No. Swizz, let's move this further up. Hey, Abdelaziz. Abdelaziz, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Okay, let's see. Will the image show up? Perfect. Image shows up. We say hello, welcome to Swizzits. Data visualization with React and D3v4. Yeah. Let's go to layouts and let's change React 16 to just say React because that's going to be easier. Wonderful. Let's see. So right now what I'm doing is updating the front page, and then I'm gonna work on some other stuff that needs to be updated. And okay, let me just put the kettle on. I forgot to make tea. Hi, I'm Obi. How are you today? So, Abdelaziz, what I'm working on today is this workshop that I'm giving this coming weekend, and it's going to be a Dataviz workshop, and I already have all the theoretical materials put together from previous workshops, and what I'm doing today is I'm gonna try to make more customized example code for the specific company I'm giving the workshop at. So that's kind of going to be the thing. I am very much behind schedule, I would say, but I think I can get it done, even though I am behind schedule. Because why wouldn't I be able to get it done? We can get anything done, right? But no, I think it's gonna be great. So on the first day, people are going to learn React and Redux, or roughly learn. It's going to be more of a quick refresher, and then on the second day, we're going to do more D3 and coding things together. So we'll see. So just Morty's mindblowers.mp4. Yeah, of course it doesn't work. Yep. So now what can I do? We need to quickly convert that MP4 into a GIF. Oh, there's a Morty GIF. What does the Morty GIF do? No. Let's see, Camtasia. I think that does conversions. Yeah, the Morty GIF is not that great. Oh, why you do a shit on my monitor? New project, import the media, workshops, Morty's Mindblowers MP4, like that. And we project settings. Clearly we need to do that. Apply and export as a GIF. Oh, I'm hungrier than I thought I was. And let's make it smaller so that it's not super huge. 640, 360, okay. And we go here, React D3 workshop, source, images, Morty's mindblowers.gif, like that. Cool. Now let's see if that worked. Source images, Morty's mindblowers.gif, workshops, source images, Morty's mindblowers.gif. Right. Why did this work on the other thing but not on this thing? That is very annoying. What if I rmrf cache. Gatsby develop. Gatsby develop. And let's see. Kiwi, I'm still hungry. There we go. That worked. Okay, so we're going to build a rig quote generator. So, okay, we're going to do a code along. Sweezes explains what we're going to do. Sweezes codes a part of it and makes a commit. You fill in the blanks. Sweezes shows you how to fill in the blanks. You can see the finished app on GitHub. On mortysmindblowers.fun. Underbar. Does it work with HTTPS? It does not. Okay. That's rather very fortunate. Okay. Mortysmindblowers.fun. 2 flavors of components. React components come in 2 flavors: class components and functional stateless components. CodePen, class components get all of React's feature. Props, state, lifecycle hooks. But writing all of that gets tedious if all you want is to render a few elements so you can use functional stateless components instead. Same result, lot less typing. Stateless components keep props but lose state and lifecycle hooks. In return, they have smaller overhead and are quicker to write. Component children. Using our title component is kind of tedious. We can make it better with React's magic children prop. Blah blah blah. We're still saying title twice, but this way feels more natural. Component children are passed into every component as props. You can do with them as you please. Components behave just like custom HTML elements. You can nest them, you can pass them around, you can do whatever you want. Fragments. React 16 introduced fragments, components that render children but take themselves out of the DOM. Before React 16, we often had to wrap elements in unnecessary divs that made final markup look convoluted. With fragments, we can now return arrays of components. The actual React fragment component makes returning an array more idiomatic. Blup introduced the new the new syntax, but I don't think that works on CodePen yet. Build a placeholder. What did we call it? Is it a rig quote? Yes. Rig quotes component. Let's see. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna have to go do a couple of steps. So a React fragment is, let me show you. Let's see. Fragments. Okay, so let's say I have this little, you see I'm rendering a React fragment over here. This is a poem, the decay of the art of lying. Wow. Okay, so React fragment, you see here we used to have to do this div and div, And when that renders, render, if you go in here, you see there's a div wrapping all of our paragraphs. But if you say react.fragment and then let that render, what's it complaining about? .fragment, then all of these paragraphs are in not a div. See, all of the paragraphs, no wrapping div. And that's the whole point of React fragments. And let's see if we already support the new syntax in CodePen. They made even this work at some point. But yeah, CodePen still doesn't support it, but in React 16.2 you can do this to make sure that people know this is a fragment. And I should make sure this is not messed with, because this... What do you think, Kiwi? Is anyone gonna show up today? I don't think anyone's gonna show up today because we are late. Let's see if it's actually working. Wonderful. It does work. Okay. So where was I? Gatsby develop. Now let's see if... What does package.json say? What did I change? Oh, okay. Wonderful. And yarn log Gatsby, did it update? Gatsby at version 19192. Okay, let's see. Gatsby develop. Does it work? Hi. Oh, you're eating nastiness. Perfect. Oh no, that's the wrong one. So we go to localhost 8000. Let's see. Okay, it seems to work. Perfect. Oh, what does my watch want? Oh, my watch wants steps. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. Now, do I feel like making... No. Swizz, let's move this further up. Hey, Abdelaziz. Abdelaziz. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Okay, let's see. Will the image show up? Perfect. Image shows up. We say hello, welcome to Swizzits. Data visualization with React and D3v4. Yeah. Let's go to layouts and let's change React 16 to just say React, because that's going to be easier. Wonderful. Let's see. So right now what I'm doing is updating the front page, and then I'm gonna work on some other stuff that needs to be updated. And okay, let me just put the kettle on. I forgot to make tea. Hi, I'm Obi. How are you today? So, Abdelaziz, what I'm working on today is this workshop that I'm giving this coming weekend, and it's going to be a Dataviz workshop, and I already have all the theoretical materials put together from previous workshops, and what I'm doing today is I'm gonna try to make a more customized example code for the specific company I'm giving the workshop at. So that's kind of going to be the thing. I am very much behind schedule, I would say, but I think I can get it done, even though I am behind schedule. Because why wouldn't I be able to get it done? We can get anything done, right? But no, I think it's gonna be great. So on the first day, people are going to learn React and Redux, or roughly learn. It's going to be more of a quick refresher, and then on the second day, we're going to do more D3 and coding things together. So we'll see. So today you will build your first web app with React and Friends. Tomorrow you will build with React and Friends. Let's see. Fragment has, where is it? Arf. Where is it? What did I do? Oh, mustn't do state.js. It has to be just state. Wunderbar. Okay. So what do I prefer? Do I prefer Redux or Mobex? I used to strongly prefer Mobex, but in recent months I've come to really appreciate Redux because I find it's often a little easier to debug and a little easier to track how things are happening. Whereas with Mobex, it's a lot easier to write and code, but I got into a lot of strange debugging situations where I wasn't entirely sure what's happening. So these days I think Redux is a little better. But it depends on a lot of things. But for my use cases, Redux has been friendlier. Feed different quotes into your rig quotes component. Add a click handler to rig quotes that advances to the next quote. Okay. Okay, lifecycle hooks. One of my favorite features of React's class-based components are their lifecycle hooks. You can think of them as callbacks for key events in a component lifecycle. These are we will use these a lot in the Dataviz section. It's time to add some style. To our quotes. We have a couple of options. React components are style props, styled components, CSS modules, styled components. Personally, I like styled components and I often use the style prop for one-off styling. The community doesn't seem to have reached consensus on which approach is best. Okay, so I feel like here is where let's see. Aha, generalized components. Okay, that's there. Okay. Let's see. Git status, git add source. No, it's gonna say it's too big, isn't it? Git commit -a-m, update your first component page. Git push origin, master. Done. Okay. Uh-oh. This is not a good sign. Why is this taking so long? Oh, I guess OBS is using a lot of my upload. Oh wow, I've only been streaming for 2 hours. It feels longer. I can't tell if I'm making a lot of progress or not enough progress. It's already 5 p.m., which is pretty late considering how much I still have to do. Hello, Burp. Okay, I can move on to the next thing, I think. What is the... I know that... View focus mode is Command D, not Command T. Okay, syntax, night mode. What does night mode look like? Whoa, that's cool. Ah, show library is Command E. That's what I always forget. Okay. So my first app. Let's see. Why is this still uploading? It's still very slow. How big is this GIF that I created? Oh, okay. 59 megs is a lot. So let's make this smaller. Okay, let's export that again and hope it's smaller. Okay, replace that, and now I have to look at git LFS. I hate setting this thing up. Oh, but at least it didn't reject it, that's fine. Yeah, I agree with everything you said, Louis. Although, I'm told that, I mean, you can get all of those benefits with Mobex as well. It's, yeah, I guess it depends on preference. 16 megs, that is much better. Smallify Morty's Mindblowers GIF. Git push origin master. Okay, now let's go check our first app. Okay, so our first app is, and instead of that we have Morty's Mindblowers.gif. Ah, I turned off Gatsby. Gatsby develop. I'm getting kind of hungry again. This is no good. What's missing? Morty's Mindblowers.gif do not exist anymore. In my first component, I use this. Okay. Gatsby develop. Status. Gatsby develop. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to make a post-it note for myself because I've been doing a lot of work and I haven't been able to move the post-it notes, and I really like the dopamine, like the feedback loop of doing something and then moving the post-it note. So sometimes I just write a post-it note for myself after I already do something, just so I can move it to the done pile. Update pages for 1 and 2 sections. Post-it notes, done. And then we have what I'm doing right now is update page 3. Update page 3, especially the reuse generalize section. Okay, wonderful. Making progress. But yeah, it's I think it's probably both of our internet connections, because I'm uploading at, let's see, 6 megabytes per second, and that's technically a lot, I think. That's quite a lot. Ooh. Let's see, what can I do here? Ah. Mm-hmm. Okay. What I really want to know is, how do people get those, like, how do I make my background go away and stuff like that? Okay, that's that. Oh well. Ah, I did something. No, I didn't. It's still fine. Okay. Where was I? So we're going to expand our... Now we're building an app. A simple app without proper state management at first, but an app nonetheless. We're going to add GIFs from Imager to go with our rip quotes. Or should I use the example from StubHub? It's always a tough thing to decide, isn't it, Kiwi? No, I decided to go with this because it's going to be a simpler app and quicker to build, and yeah, it's gonna be better. Because the first day is actually just a half day, so we need to make it simple and quick. We're going to add GIFs from Imager to go with our rig quotes. What goes in which component? How do you decide what should be a component and what shouldn't? When do you break a file into two? How do you structure your code? The answer is subjective and often boiled down to "it felt right." I can explain this better by drawing pictures and waving my arms. Ultimately, it boils down to this. If you have to use "and" to describe what your component is for, you should split it up. Let's add a video component that plays a video and and calls a callback on ended. Huh. I don't think I did anything with the sound config. What happens if I do this? Or... because I didn't actually change anything? Yeah, I don't think I actually changed anything, so I'm not sure why it would be weird. That plays a video and calls a calls a function when it reaches the end. That's on ended. And a function when you click on the video. Remember that picture from the last section, the unidirectional one. Props go down, events go up. That's actually a view picture. The unidirectional data flow that React popularized is such a great idea that everyone wants to use it now. At its core, the idea is that you can always know what's going on with your app. You have one source of state, you have a set of actions that change it, and your UI reacts to those changes. I like to think of it as a state machine. So then comes the whiteboard explanation. Practical exercise. Add ability to skip videos. Okay. When a video ends, move on, play the next one. Add a skip button. I wish I knew what I did with the volume, but I do not. What happens if I close that? What if I do this? I should be muted now. And let's see, maybe I messed something up here. Allow transparency, crop, no. Siphon license. What's siphon inject? Ooh. Okay, so I'm still using the Yeti microphone, that's good. Display capture, we're using display 0. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Practical exercise. When a video ends, play the next one. Add a skip button. Generalized components or reusable components. Generalized components. Okay. Hooks, render callbacks, and render props. Which is best? When do you use them? Here's an example of a hook. Okay, let's actually add it here as well. Wonderbar. And if I say JavaScript, okay, CodePen link. This particular hook wraps non-React code in a React component. You can use this approach for all sorts of things where you need to embrace and extend a component, although I find that plain old extend works just fine in most cases. Another approach to building generalized components is the render callback pattern, or is the function as children pattern. Function as children pattern. Famously used by Kent C. Dodds's Downshift library. JavaScript, and we say const fats children div something something h1 title, and then children with a property called let's see, what should we call this property, Kiwi? Let's say number 1. This is a very contrived example, but 1. Then we say const pretty number equals something like this, and it just renders a fats. No, pretty, yes, actually yes. So we say fats, where we do something like this. We pass in children that get a number and return what should it render? Let's see. Okay, well, I'm glad the audio issue solved itself. What makes a number pretty? It's going to be big and bold and all of those things. Span, style, color, pretty red color. No, shades of red. Ooh, amaranth. Let's see if that works. Okay, color amaranth, and font size 2 EMs, number. Okay. Now I'm going to create a CodePen link. Let's see, ls examples, make dir examples your first app, touch examples your first app, fats.js, and we say try in CodePen / your first app fats, and then we open fats.js and we copy pasta all of this stuff, save, okay, like that. So we do that. Wonderbar. Now let's see. To try in CodePen, yes, we need a bunch of stuff. Let's see, what do other examples look like? Dynamic props. React DOM render, pretty number. Okay, reload, try in CodePen. Where is my, why it no work? rmrf.cache, Godspeed develop. Let's also update this. So now when I click try in CodePen, it should work. There we go. Hooray. It does not. One, and here, let's see, what is the color code for Amaranth? Amaranth. Shades of red. Oh, chocolate cosmos. That is gorgeous. Chocolate cosmos color code. I just want this stupid color code, RGB code. Okay, that's fine. Let's use that. Oh. Okay. Try CodePen, and I will be right back. Okay then. Ah, Kiwi, you took a huge dump on my thing. Okay then. Let's see if this works now. Yay. Wonderful. Okay. So we have that. Now where was I? Mm-hmm. Okay, quick explanation of routing. It's designed to be declarative and follow normal React patterns. You declare your routes like this. Your URL structure then follows the structure of these routes. React router swaps around what it's rendering based on the route, and you use link to link between pages. This workshop page is built with Dataviz and uses React router behind the scenes. And we do not need this section. Okay, routing. The structure then follows, blah blah blah. React router is a great example of a popular library that uses render props. Okay. Git commit -a-m, update page 3. Git push origin master. Coolio. Now let's see on the index page which version. I think I've only used the last version. Let's see. Wow, that has a lot of stars. Yeah, I think I've only used version 4. I've never used the older ones, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I heard the new one is actually a lot better. Okay. Let's see, where is day 2? Something tells me we're not gonna get to Redux. We might. Really? Okay. Okay, let's say that up to 4 is part of the first day. It's going to be tough, especially considering the first day this time is just a half day. But it should be fine. Also, fuck, it's already 6 p.m. I am way too slow at this. Okay, let's quickly run through Intro to Redux, and then I'm gonna have to get started on writing the new intro for D3, which I'm going to use up from an old workshop that I did, and I'm probably going to reuse the blog post I did last week. Yeah. But I can also do a lot of this between the 2 workshop days. So that's another approach I can use. Because I am starting to fade over here. So then what's the exact attribute again? Let's see. Oh, right, like you can do when it's exactly slash route path equals slash exact, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Git commit, git push, origin master. Okay, now let's see. Intro to Redux. Okay. This will need a lot of change. It's also a pretty long section. Let's see. So, welcome to the Redux part of this workshop. We're going to talk some theory, draw a couple state machines, and what else? And refactor our GIF watching app to use Redux. To use proper state. To use not proper. To use Redux. Okay, let's see. Dot / images Morty's mind blowers .gif. We don't need that. Let's start at the beginning. Come on. Okay. Redux is a state management system built on the unidirectional data flow principle. Data lives in a central repository of truth and flows down into your components via props. Those components issue actions to change state. In our earlier examples, we achieved this effect by using the top component as a sort of store. Info about our entire app state went into a top component this.state. Data flowed down via props and we used callbacks to move information back up and change state. This works great for small apps and one-off projects, but as your app and your team grows, it gets messy. Say you have a button that lives in a component that's nested 10 levels deep. Redux solves this problem in a couple ways. The data store becomes globally accessible. Blah blah blah. Hey, poop over here. You know the rules. Poop on the poop catcher, not on all my stuff. Ow. With good separation of concerns between your business logic and your rendering logic, you can start to think of your app as a state machine. This has several benefits. Easier debugging. If you know all of the state in one moment, you can replicate it as many times as you want. Time traveling, blah blah blah. Okay, here let's draw the state machine for our GIF watching app together. Take whiteboard, pick, insert here. Keep this in mind as we build our app in smart and dumb components. A common pattern when separating your business and view logic is to have smart and dumb components. Smart components are those that are aware of your data store, they read values from Redux, issue actions, and are generally aware that Redux exists. Dumb components are those that render purely from props and issue callbacks. Which they get from props to make changes. These have no idea that Redux exists. You can think of them as templates. Redux versus MobX. As you research state management libraries for React apps, you are likely to come upon two main competitors, Redux and MobX. Redux follows a functional programming approach. Every change creates a new copy of your state. This is blah blah blah. MobX follows a reactive programming approach. Changes mutate your state, but a bunch of behind-the-scenes machinery keeps this safe and ensures every component knows about every change. This often results in performance gains and leads to less code that you have to write. Redux is backed by MobX, blah. Fundamentally, both Redux and MobX give you the same end result. Understandable app architecture with explicit state transitions, a state machine. What about Immutable.js? Immutable.js is great, but I haven't used it personally because blah blah blah. Reducers, action selectors. Let's look at our state machine again. take whiteboard pick, insert. See the circles those represent our state as a result of different actions. We calculate those using reducers. Reducers are functions that take current state and information about what to do and calculate new state. Reducer, dir redux reducer, blah blah blah, action, selectors, idiomatic redux. The community has developed several idioms over the years that make redux easier to write. They reduce boilerplate, but I fear make redux code harder to understand for newcomers. Selectors are functions that help us get data out of our store. Basic selectors don't blah blah blah. More advanced selectors can derive computed values, combine multiple selectors, memorize their results, and so on. Using the reselect library for your more complex selectors is a good idea. Reselect automatically memoizes your selectors to improve the performance. Wonderful. The community has developed several blah 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 and manually dispatches actions like this. Yay. We subscribe to store updates in component that mount. Unsubscribing component will unmount when a user clicks the button with dispatch the inc action. This gets tedious, so we can use the connect method instead. That reduces this example to just a few lines. Much better, isn't it? It sure gets hard to understand if you're not used to it. Connect takes 2 arguments, blah blah blah. This creates a container higher order component to which you it gets data and callbacks from props, renders them and triggers callbacks when necessary. If this is too hard to read, you can split it up into separate functions. There's a poop attached to your orange peel, Kiwi. Oh god, she's such a nasty creature. Oh, you can actually see him. Cool. Const counter, performance. So how slow is it to throw away and rebuild your whole state tree on every change? First of all, you're not. Depending on how you build your reducers, you can achieve spectacular granulation of changes. Second of all, here is an example that animates almost 30,000 elements driven purely through Redux. It even works well on a phone. If JavaScript can handle rebuilding a 30,000 element array every 16 milliseconds, it can probably handle your state tree too. There's a caveat there, but I'm not going to mention it right now. Hello worlds. So D3 doesn't work in Node, I think. Are you rendering your front end in Node or are you rendering it in the browser? Like, how are you getting what kind of API call are we talking about here? I think I need to go do steps. Let's see. Things get a little tricky when you want to use asynchronous actions or actions that dispatch other actions. Like, think of actions as semantic APIs. When you call it from a component, something meaningful has to happen. A common pattern is when fetching data. Yeah, it's okay. Blah blah blah, the main action. This is my favorite approach. Then you have sagas. The first saga calls a user. We're relying on tongues in our example project. I still haven't found a good excuse to and then we have let's refactor Morty's mind blowers to use Redux together. And I'm going to take the code along from here. No, from here. Okay. So that is updated. Status git commit -m update page 4. Update Redux page. React D3 workshop. Wow, there's a lot of activity going on. Okay, I am now going to be right back because I'll be right back. Need to go do my steps. Okay, let's see. How can I help worlds? Nah. Use e3.csv. It's made to read CSV files from URLs. What's up, Bert? You seem to be getting very bored with me. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Git push origin master, and I'm also going to build and deploy just because I can. Or should I take a break and stop live coding for a while? I mean, I have been at it for a while now. And nobody's watching anyway, so... But no, I should press on for a bit. Okay, cd public now. Okay. Oh, right. Set list for day 1. Then set list for day 2 is going to be intro to D3. And then strategies for putting D3 together. Okay. We're getting real tired here. Also, I'm pretty sure I'm putting too much stuff in this workshop and it is far too ambitious. And we're not actually going to get through everything, but alas. Why is it uploading so slowly? Okay. So touch source pages and we say 5 intro to d3.md. Let's see, IA writer intro to d3. Okay. And I'm going to go into blogs. What? This should be in blogs. How did we have to style this? So 1, 2, 3 title intro to D3 before 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the Dataviz section. High five. You know all about React, Redux, and building apps out of components. Yesterday we talked about structuring things. We talked about thinking in state machines and designing a good architecture. And built a GIF watching app. Today we're going to use that knowledge, to use those skills to build a data visualization. Okay. But first you need to learn about D3. But first you need to learn about D3, the undisputed champion of data visualization. The undisputed champion of data visualization libraries. Now let's see. Let's see, React and D3, we already have a workshop here that's old and needs to be updated. I mean, I'm just gonna reuse a lot of this content because I have already written it before. Oh yes, why is that not here? Okay, let's see. Index.js pages. Cool. Project link URL equals zoomable panel, blah blah blah. Okay. Okay. Where was I? Oh, what is? I don't actually know what that is. But first, you need first you need to learn about D3, the undisputed champion. So, where is this one? What is D3? Oh, why D3? Why D3? And then all of this. Ooh, so many words. Okay, did this, yay, deployed. So now I can take this and I can say now alias this to reactd3workshop.com. How do I update? Yarn add global now. Kiwi, what are you doing? He's making a mess of things. Okay. Now minus version. Wonderful. Gets be developed. Getting kind of cold. I think I'm hungry. What's wrong? Oh. Okay, cool things. Zoomable panel. Wonderful. Set list day 2. Intro to D3 V4. Okay, so that's that. And then on the index page, we have to go from 4 onwards. Why is it not showing up? Okay, let's see. Localhost 8000. Oh. No, that should work. Okay, 8000 underscore 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 GraphQL. Getting really hungry. Come on, load, you bastard. Okay, all markdown remark. Let's see. There are 4. Why are there only 4? Source pages. rmrf.cache, will that help? Aha, because there's an error. Unexpected end of input within a double quoted scalar at line 3. Oh. There. Okay. Wonderful. Intro to D3, 3 key insights that help you learn D3.js from scratch. Oh, right. Somebody once asked me you start with a problem, find 0 examples, do some copy pasta, tweak until it works, and end up with a working visualization you don't understand. Be surprised how few people actually understand how their D3 Dataviz works. But the idea that there's only one or two, maybe three key concepts you have to grok to understand every detailed example out there. But really, there are only three key concepts you have to grok to understand every D3 example out there. Where are you based, worlds? I want to see how this is done, because D3 can do all of this. Let's see if I can just steal this part. I wonder what happens if I just copy this. No, okay, I cannot do that. How could what if I do this? Iframe, source, D3.js. Let's see, can I put this in? Okay, that works. Width equals 100% and height equals 350 pixels. And border equals 0. Ah, 0px. Okay, so border 0 pixels. Why you know do this? The style border is 0 pixels. Actually, let's make the width 150% and say position is absolute left is minus 200 pixels. Let's see if that works. Okay, kind of worked. I think I need to add a bottom margin. Let's see. Now, iframe, margin bottom, 400 pixels, 9. Position relative, that works. Wonderful. Okay, position relative left minus 200 pixels. Okay, that works. And let's make it a little bit taller so that it's easier to see. I wish there was a way to scroll it down by default. Okay, so we have that. Then what else am I gonna do? Okay, well, I am experiencing some writer's block here, so I think it's time to take a break, go have dinner and stuff like that. Even though it's already 6:30 p.m., which means it's getting pretty damn late. And I should be finishing this very soon. Alright, I'm gonna stop live coding now and go have some dinner and do a little relax, and I'll be back and I will finish this tonight or in a couple hours. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.